It's been a whole year since I started this channel, and in that time I've made 21 proper videos totaling 136 minutes and 3 seconds, and containing 22,902 words. What a year. So how has it been? Good, I think. At least for me. I set out with the intention of just making the videos I wanted to make in the way I wanted to make them, and have done that. And will continue doing it until the way in which I want to make them is to not make them at all. I got to make videos about my favourite games in Spyro and Vice City, with the latter driving me to accomplish something I never had and face a stupid fear. I discovered 2 cool indie games I would have never played, I got to talk about topics I thought I'd never get to make videos about, and was under absolutely zero pressure while doing it. This is how it's meant to be done. One slight disappointment is that I haven't yet reached the little milestone I set for myself of 100 subscribers. But the only reason I want to hit that number is to get a custom channel URL, and that brings its own problems. What would the URL be? Hodgi's Headspace doesn't work because of the apostrophe. Headspace is already taken, so answers on a postcard please. Anyway, there's probably a very good reason I didn't hit that number yet, but I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm proud of every video on the channel, which is a lot more than can be said about anything else I've ever published online. But a special mention again has to go to Press Any Button. I almost don't even consider it as part of this channel, simply because it's such an outlier from the rest of the content. The great thing about that though, other than the fact I worked so hard on it and it received a great response, is that it was such a different, once in a blue moon type video that got such a response, and therefore didn't cloud my judgment about the types of videos I should be making. What I mean is, let's just take for example the Spyro Reignited Trilogy video, a video which I feel is the most hard done by thing on my channel in regards to how few views it has. But anyway, if this video blew up and got 10,000 views and I gained a few subscribers from it, then I would have felt pressure to make another Spyro video, and another one, and this channel would have become a Spyro channel probably. So with Press Any Button being the type of video I do so infrequently because I don't have ideas like that more than 4 times a decade, I knew that I could just let it be there as its own thing, and continue doing my other content as I saw fit. I stumbled upon a little text document I made back in June 2017, when I first started wanting to make videos like how I do them here, and was pleased to see a couple of topics on there that I finally made videos about. The football stickers and everyone knows a bullshit videos were a long time coming, although I don't know why I thought a video about me not going to my prom would have been a good idea. And the John Grundy video was one of the first I planned to make when I started this channel last year. It just took me a while before I found a way to write it in a way that I thought was somewhat interesting. But there are a few ideas that have fell by the wayside. What I thought was going to be the first video published on this channel would have been part 1 of my reading of a story I had been writing, followed by further parts once I'd written them. But lack of confidence in the writing and in myself to read it led to that idea being shelved. Don't get your hopes up to hear it anytime soon either. It's a story I've struggled to find the correct means to tell. Movie, written, read, I don't know where it works. Just the other day I thought about adapting it into a video game, but that'll never happen either. The closest I came to releasing a video that was then cancelled was around the New Year. I'd written a poem. Yeah, a poem. Not a very good one, but whatever, it was the first I'd written. And I wanted to present it in an interesting manner. Almost like some bizarre dream sequence from a movie where people do drugs, but I could just never get the audio to sound spacey and distorted in a way that I liked. I said, okay, then let's just make the audio normal, and got back to work. I was about 80% done with the video, only needing a few more bits of stock footage to finish it, and I just thought, no. I didn't want to release something so, well, so everything. It was too cheesy, too lame, too personal, too private, too unimportant, too self-indulgent. It was just terrible. I would have regretted it, I'm sure, so I'm happy I made that decision. Blimey, I didn't intend to talk about that stuff, so moving on. Indie-vestigation. The name is cheesy and dumb, but that is the point. I play into that with the equally cheesy intro sequence and video descriptions. But whilst at the time I thought it was funny, I really hate the name now. I really hate everything about it other than the videos themselves. I like the short, concise manner in which I review the games, so ideally I would re-edit the videos to remove the indie-vestigation stuff, but I don't want to re-upload them. But there's a bigger problem with making those videos than the name. I'm not a professional game reviewer. This channel is not meant just for game reviews, and therefore I have no interest in playing a bad game for a long time just to be able to make a video from it. So the paradox of indie-vestigation is that if there is a video, then I think it's a good game. The outcome of the review is spoiled by the fact that it exists. I don't know if that is a problem, but if I'm making reviews I'd like to think they could go either way. So ultimately, I think it might be best to stop making indie-vestigation videos, and if I happen to play a cool indie game, I could make the same sort of video, but just not call it a review. We'll see. Promoting myself is my biggest problem. The thing is, many years ago I would promote my videos all the time. By that I mean just posting them on Twitter, Facebook or wherever, and whilst nobody ever actually seemed to get mad at me doing this, after a while I started to realise it must be annoying to some people. Simply because I know if I see someone doing nothing but posting their videos or whatever, I get annoyed. Maybe that makes me a bad person, but at least I don't shove my videos down people's throats anymore either. But maybe not promoting myself to the extent that I don't, is probably equally as bad as promoting myself to everyone all of the time, in terms of what it does for my channel. I have some videos here that I'm really proud of where I think, if only the right people saw this and maybe it could go somewhere. The Cube World video, for example. I could post it over on the Cube World subreddit, I'm sure they'd enjoy it, but maybe not. I'd basically be telling these people's life stories back at them. That video was more for people who didn't know the story of Cube World, but it also isn't the complete backstory either, so if I were to post it somewhere claiming it to be a good overview of Cube World and its lack of updates for 5 years, people would probably be unhappy that it wasn't in-depth enough. And that is the perfect example of the battle that happens in my head when I think about promoting a video. So yeah, it makes sense that I haven't hit 100 subscribers yet, because nobody knows I exist. The 90 or so people that subscribe because of Press Any Button have been slowly unsubscribing after each new upload that isn't Press Any Button Part 2, and I'm glad about that. Hopefully someday I will be back down to my real subscriber number of around 20 right now I think. And I feel like this video has focused too much on the negative, which may seem like I'm unhappy with the channel, my content or whatever, but I can't stress enough how much I love this channel and its content so far. So that's a year of Headspace. How was it for you?